Hey there, Dr. Francesca LeBlanc here, doctor of natural medicine and founder of DrBusyMom.com. And today I want to bring to your attention one of the most common conditions I see in my functional diagnostic medicine practice. It is known as gluten intolerance. Now, if you've been to any mass market retail grocery store these days, you're seeing gluten-free options available everywhere, from the cookie, the cracker, to the cereal aisle, and even sometimes one aisle devoted just to gluten-free products. And rightfully so, because 1 out of every 7 Americans is now gluten intolerant. Now, this doesn't include the part of the population that suffers from a bona fide allergy. This is known as celiac disease. These patients cannot have any gluten at all, or else they'll suffer serious health consequences. However, an even larger part of the population is intolerant to it. What does that mean? It means they are consuming so much that they are now developing health conditions that can almost be traced back to their overconsumption of gluten. And what do I mean by this? Well, first up is autoimmune disorders. An overconsumption of gluten can sometimes mimic an autoimmune disease. You know, osteoporosis is a big one. You know, people really need to watch and maintain their bone density. However, the New England Journal of Internal Medicine put out a study that said, hey, if you're consuming gluten every day, you nearly double your risks for osteoporosis. Nobody needs Swiss cheese bones. Weight gain. There are a ton of patients in my practice that really struggle with weight loss, and we can almost 90% of the time tie it back to some form of gluten intolerance. And finally, poor digestion and leaky gut. It just is a simple fact as this, guys. You know, when you consume gluten, the kind from wheat, this is the molecule, the protein that breaks down when it hits your digestive tract and forms gliadin. Gliadin gives bread that nice, spongy, doughy texture that makes it yummy. This is the stuff that wreaks havoc on our digestive tract. Over 70% of your immune system's in your digestive tract. So if we're eating a protein like gluten on a daily basis, it is causing the cells within the lining to become separated and leaky. Therefore, other proteins we're eating are slipping right through those holes and ending up in the bloodstream where we don't want it. So, you know, the fact is, a lot of people then say, well, how do I know if I just eliminate bread? Why am I not feeling better? Why can I still not lose weight? And this is really why. Because, you know, the fact is, yes, gluten is in all wheat products, but heads up, it's also in oats, rye, barley, and spelt. You know, you can find these grains in a gluten-free option now, but if you're not choosing gluten-free, guess what? All of these grains have gluten in them. Also, condiments. You know, if we go to a restaurant, we have salad dressing, mustard, ketchup, we put barbecue sauce on something. All of these condiments have gluten in them unless you are specifically requesting gluten-free. So there's another way you're getting gluten into your system and you might not know it every day. Soy sauce, another big one. Hibachi, sushi. If we don't choose gluten-free soy sauce, guess what? We're putting gluten in the body. Beer and liquor. Nobody likes to ever talk about this one, but you gotta look at the contents. You know, the rye and barley liquors and even all of the beers. If you're not choosing gluten-free, you are literally putting liquid gluten in your body. So these are just a few examples and some of the foods that we try and eliminate in our patients in the functional diagnostic medicine practice that are having health challenges, because we want them to feel and function at their absolute best. So what do I do now? That's usually the question, because somebody says, my gosh, I can't have this, and this now. Well, you know what? What you really need to become, if you're not already, is a label reader. Very easy before we make a purchase in the grocery store to flip that item around and read the ingredients. If there's anything that is containing wheat or wheat flour, you know it's got gluten in it, go ahead and put it back. The second is to eliminate wheat entirely. Now, you know, you may not have to do this for the rest of your life, but maybe you just want to do an experiment. So what I recommend is trying it for 14 to 21 days. Allow your liver to regenerate. If you feel better, if your sleep improves, if you're starting to lose weight, then maybe you are gluten intolerant and maybe you should eliminate gluten from your diet. Next, you want to choose gluten-free alternatives. And you know, there are a lot of great ones out there. For people like me that are loving some pasta, I'm Italian. When I found this brand of brown rice pasta, it was an absolute game changer for me and for my family, because we can still love and enjoy a lot of Italian foods that include pasta, but in a gluten-free alternative. So this is a great option. Also, if you're an oatmeal lover, you know, this is a great gluten-free, quick cooking oat. I also like to grind this down, and when you grind it down in a food processor, it becomes flour. This is a great alternative for pancakes and waffles. And heads up, if you're a mom and you are not in our Dr. Busy Mom private moms only community, you need to jump on in there, because we just went over some great kid breakfast foods this morning. Another option, let's say you're a baker and you're saying, what am I going to do now? I can't use white flour. Well, there's a great flour called cassava flour that actually comes from the yucca plant. This has made some fantastic cookies, brownies in my house, and you really can't tell the difference. Another one that I love is a nut flour called cashew flour. We love some chocolate chip cookies in my house, but we can cut out the white flour and the gluten very easily by replacing it with a yummy fortifying nut flour. And you know, last but not least, you know, maybe you're stressing about having some munchy cracker foods. This is a great brown rice cracker, gluten-free. As you can see, there are options. It's not the end of the world. And if you think you might have, if not a gluten intolerance issue or perhaps some other gut issues, you might want to send me an email to info@drbusymom.com so that we could work together and that you can feel your best. Now, if you like this video, I would be so honored if you hit that like button and you shared it with your friends in sharing my mission to raise healthy families. Now, I've got more gluten-free, delicious recipes over on my Instagram. Go ahead and find me at dr.busymom. And if you know somebody that's not on social media that would benefit from this information, please go ahead and send them over to drbusymom.com so they could sign up for email updates. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.